What's the most important tool in your arsenal of doing crafts? Is it the pliers, your X-Acto knife, even a screwdriver? For me, nah, it's the brick. Hi guys, DB here with DB Handicrafts. Today I thought I'd go a little different just for this holiday weekend and everything. We need to visit making a very important tool, and that's the good old brick. My son made this for me in school. Well, I don't know if he made it for me, but you know. And basically what they did is they picked a book off the library shelf and they painted a brick to look like it. The reason he picked this one, which is Better Than Medicine, what he told me was because the cover was really easy to paint. I think it's a great reason. But I thought, let's see if we can make one. We'll never make one as good as this one, of course, which is the tried and true. But I got myself a brick from the Home Depot or wherever, the garden center. And I got it from the outside garden center, and it was outside in the rain. So I had to leave this indoors by my wood fire for about a week to make sure it was completely dry, because if you painted it when it was wet, it's not going to be your friend. So I got this brick. It's not the exact like old school brick which I really wanted, but this one's I think it'll work just fine. Nice and square. The important part is it's flat, especially because you're going to use this to, well, what I use it for is to squish, you know, paper onto wood or anything that needs flattened. Remember the bookstore I made? All those teeny tiny little books? Well, I use the brick to squish them down so that they would stay folded and flat. All the wallpapered walls on the traditional courtyard house, I use the brick to keep it down. So it's a very important tool, and it's small, it's handy, and you could just put it on your bookshelf when you're not using it, and it's just a good tool. And it's gonna be fun to make. Let's see if we can make one. The very first thing we're gonna do is let's paint this. I'm gonna use a outdoor paint for the white part because I have, while I have every color under the sun, I do not have any white. So, but I do have this house paint, which will be perfect for sealing it up. Because this is so porous, it'll probably soak up the paint quite a bit. You'll probably have to do a couple coats, and you just glop it on there. And this will also seal the brick. This is where it's important that your brick is very dry. It's like painting a wet wall. It just won't stick. This should be pretty dried out. It's been inside for a while. I've been wanting to make this project for some time, so I hope you like it. And who knows how it's going to turn out. I have this nice little turntable. This is where I do all my spray painting. We'll do the back side of brick. we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll take it in and start doing our fancy painting. All right, and here we go. So when I started doing this, I thought I'd want to do a book that would have a little bit of meaning to me. So I thought back to when I basically lived at the library. My mom was a librarian, and she would take us to the library all the time. But the one type of book that I always checked out when I was younger in my elementary school days was the short stories, the fairy tales, the Aesop fables, the scary stories, all those short stories. I loved them, absorbed them. Probably the Grimm fairy tales and the Hans Christian Andersen books, loved them. And those were the true, nitty gritty storybooks that probably a third grader probably shouldn't have been reading, but hey, it's what built what I am today. Probably my favorite fairy tale is The Little Mermaid, and I do remember way back watching the original rendition of the Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid. Oh gosh, it had to have been back in the 80s, and it had the sad ending. Oh my gosh, it made me cry forever. I just cried. It's really good. You should watch it. If not, at least read the tale. It's not your Disney Little Mermaid, which I love that one too. But yeah, so that's why I decided to go with the Grimm fairy tale cover. And I found a cover that was kind of cool and had a couple little animals, and I made my own little rendition of it, and I think it turns out pretty cool. So as you watch me paint this, what was your favorite book when you were a kid? And if you made a book like this, what would be your title? Leave it in the comments. I'd be curious to see what everybody used to read when they were about my age, way back when. I was into fairy tales. What were you into? Of course, I have to do the spine of the book. I didn't really have anything to go on, so I just used all the colors that I used on the front cover of it and did the same thing. And and I decided to put the cute little bird on there too. When I finished with everything, I let it dry completely, and very important is I sprayed it with a clear coat all over, and that way it seals in all the paint. It's gonna probably, if you're gonna use it like I do, it's gonna be tossed around and used quite a bit, so you don't want all your pretty painting to come off. So definitely a good clear coat will finish the project. And there you go. I even took it outside because we had a rare sunny day. Excuse my finger in the way. Good grief. But I think it turned out really cute. I think later on here, Marsh decided, he's like, what are you doing out there? And then it stank because I just clear coated it with the spray paint. But I hope this inspired you to make something. And see you in the next one. Bye.